Today I am going to give you kind of the overview, what I really enjoyed on the Regal Princess, what I thought didn't quite meet my expectations. We just got back from a beautiful cruise on the Regal Princess to the British Isles. I'll let you know how our trip home went, the flight, and the check-in. This is really big at Heathrow Airport there, and some things we need to be thinking about. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi there, this is Allison with Let's Go Travel Tips. Today is Tuesday, it is August 26th of 2025, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please be sure to click on that subscribe button, and if you appreciate my updates, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you so very much. I want to start at the very top, first of all, with our check-in when we were at Heathrow Airport. A few things to think about when you are leaving Southampton to go fly out of Heathrow, fly out of Gatwick, whatever it is that you're doing. Make sure that you allow adequate time. Yesterday, it took an hour and 20 minutes to get from the port there in Southampton up to Heathrow. Sometimes, though, with traffic, it can be up as close as 2 hours. So make sure that you've got your transfer time for when you'll be able to get to the airport and plenty of times in case there are lines. Now, we did have a little bit of a glitch, and I want to share this experience with you as well. We had planned to fly home on Tuesday, but about a month ago, we changed our flight so that we would be flying home on Monday. When we got there to check in, we'd bought the ticket through Delta, operated by Virgin Atlantic. When we got there to check in, there was a charge because we had changed dates on our ticket, and I don't pay charges for things like that. And so because I'm Diamond Level with Delta, a perk there that goes with that, so we ended up having to get out of line, checking in there, go over to another counter where they deleted that charge, and then sent us back to check in with the same customer service rep with Delta that we'd been checking in with. That took about an extra half an hour of our time. So sometimes unexpected things come up. However, so everything went really smoothly. I just always love to look around Heathrow. They've got an enormous duty-free section. Everything that you could hope for would be there. But then they also have some other fun shops. I really like to look around there. And then we got on board. I want to let you know, though, about what it's like going through security. Maybe a month ago, I let you know in one of my videos that there in the UK, they are taking away that liquid requirement, saying that you can only have so much liquid in your carry-on to take with you on the plane. You can check what you want in your checked luggage, but for such a long time now, they have regulated how much liquid you can take. Well, we got there and I had a bottle of water I hadn't finished, a bottle of Diet Coke I hadn't finished. Didn't have to throw them away. There are no liquids requirements there. You get there, they have a very fancy scanner there that your carry-on luggage goes through, and then this really cool brand new scanner that you go through. Really state-of-the-art, very, very nice, but I was really excited that they have removed that requirement there, so we'll keep our eye out if they remove it here in the United States. But be aware, when we went through Seattle, we landed in Seattle, and there you have to collect your bags, go through passport control, and then you have to turn in your bags again and go through security again. At that point, I had to make sure that I had finished drinking my liquids because they don't allow them through there. So just kind of be aware that if you have to take a connecting flight and you have to go through security again, you're going to have to get rid of your liquids. So just wanted to have that quick update there. For this flight that we flew from Heathrow over to Seattle, it was Virgin Atlantic, purchased through Delta, but operated by Virgin Atlantic. So many people have told me that Virgin Atlantic is the way to go. And do you want to know why? I can tell you, we get on the plane, unremarkable. The seats are cloth. I kind of like the ones that Delta has better. It just is a personal preference thing. One's not better than the other. They do have a nicer screen if you're going to watch your movies, much larger, and very nice display if you're going to watch a movie while you're on board. I love that across the bottom of that screen the whole time, it'll let you know how long until you are going to arrive in your destination. But truly, it is the people that made all of the difference. Let me tell you, that flight crew was on top of everything the entire flight. cheerful, can't do enough for you, very happy. We got in there, we got settled, and along comes the flight attendant with a little note for me, welcoming me on board Virgin Atlantic because I am Diamond on Delta. That was my very first Virgin Atlantic flight. I'm nothing on Virgin Atlantic, but they still went out of their way to do that for me. I go on Delta, and nobody says boo to me. The only time they get upset is if I want to put my backpack in the overhead bin and my carry-on. Then they just very pertly tell me that goes under my seat. That's all the recognition I get with Delta for being Diamond. And so, yeah, it was really, really a wonderful experience to get to fly with Virgin Atlantic. I really, really appreciate them. The flights that we have had on Delta across the ocean, they're great. We've had some kind of cranky flight attendants, ones that act like you're working for them rather than working for you. But overall, it's been a really great experience. But let me tell you, Virgin Atlantic is very special because of who they hire and the way they treat their guests. So if you get the chance to try out Virgin Atlantic, I think you should give it a try. The food was very on par with Delta. Nothing special about that. It definitely was the crew. So I just wanted to share that with you. So here we are back home. We had a wonderful cruise. I would do that cruise again in a heartbeat. Like I said, it was the British Isles. We went round trip from Southampton, and I'll have some tips for you on some of those ports another day. But I wanted to let you know what really stood out to me the very most when we were on board the ship. First of all, it's Regal Princess, beautiful, beautiful ship, one of the Royal class ships. She is spectacular, very well maintained. She didn't look worn. She looked great. I noticed new chairs in some places. A really, really nice experience getting to sail on that ship. Some of the things that really stood out to me that I enjoyed the most, I would say the entertainment overall was really, really good, and they had a lot of entertainment. I noticed that they would have in the evening entertainment in the Vista Lounge. And in the airport there in Heathrow, I even bumped into the gentleman that I recognized from when we had stopped by to take a look at the entertainment in the Vista Lounge one evening. And so I spoke with him for a minute. But anyway, they had a lot of entertainment on the ship, and they did a really good job. So I thought that was really good. Another thing, the second thing, people always mention the crew. And I feel like the crew do a really, really good job. They're anxious to take good care of you. I would say, and this is one of the things that I didn't like that kind of goes hand in hand with that, they don't have enough crew for that ship. It is very evident in the number of staterooms that each stateroom steward has to do, and that they're working so much. But then also, you're going to be a long time at dinner no matter what you do, because they don't have enough crew there in the main dining room. They were actually doing their very best, but I think that there may be low on crew in the main dining room and low on crew in the galley, because one of our crew members was always telling us our food took so long because they had to stand in long lines when they go back to the kitchen to pick up what they had ordered. So I think that if they just had a little bit more crew, it would be a much better situation for their crew members as well as for their guests on board. Another thing that we really enjoyed while we were on board the ship is all of the different activities that you have. Princess, I feel like, does such a good job with the trivia, with the dance classes, with just activities for everybody, no matter there were some children on board. I saw sometimes the kids clubs, they were doing activities together. They just do a really great job with all of your whole onboard experience. The only thing that I think was really I didn't notice quite as much as I would have enjoyed would be the enrichment. It used to be that there would be like a talk for every port about the history of it, maybe what to do while you were in port, but a lot more history of the region that you were visiting, and that was pretty much gone. And so that's one thing that I noticed. The other thing that I wasn't crazy about was the excursions. We had booked several excursions, and 3 of them were different than what we had signed up for. By that I mean they did not include something that was listed in what we were going to do on that excursion. And that is really a big hit when you pick an excursion to do certain things, and then you're either not going to be there for very long, near as long as they said they were, or something is just taken completely off the itinerary. So I will probably, like I said in my video when we're on the ship, I'm going to try harder to look at independent excursions where I have a little bit more control over all of that. Those were the main things that I thought, but I love the Princess experience. I thoroughly enjoy that, and I absolutely would do that cruise again. In fact, we're going to do it again next September as a group cruise, September 7th, 2026, round trip on the Majestic, round trip Southampton. And a couple of ports are a little bit different, but I am really excited to seeing some new things. Some places where you go in the world, you might think, oh, I've seen everything there, but it is truly a part of the world where there is so much to see that you can go one time and see these things and go another time and see something else entirely. So we really enjoyed that. Here's the thing that we need to think about together, though. A lot of people ask me when we're going to do live, so I'm going to share this with you. This Friday, we're not going to do it live. When we were on the ship the night before Edinburgh, Gordon got a call from his sister that his oldest sister had passed away, and we weren't expecting that. And so, it's always my reminder to all of us, and that includes me, to think about what it is that we're doing with every day that we've got here, and to look at what our bucket list looks like, to give dates to our some days, and to make sure that we're really doing what it is that we want to do, that we're working hard to make the change that we want to see in the world, all of the good that we want to see, that we're putting that out there, and that we don't just keep putting things off that we know we really should do. And spending days with people that we love. So I just wanted to tell you that. So the next time we are going to do a live will be a week from this Friday. So we'll be going to California this weekend for the services and everything. And then next Friday, I think we'll be able to do the live, and I'll let you know if we can't. But just a sweet reminder for all of us to carry on and do the things that we want to do. So thanks for joining me today. Let me know in the comments what questions you've got about the Regal Princess, what questions you've got about the British Isles, and we'll go from there. So I'll be talking to you all again really soon. You all take really good care. God bless you. Love you. Bye-bye.